Next on Worcester News tonight, windy weather causes damage across central Massachusetts. A look at conditions in Worcester. Plus, Valentine's Day is just around the corner. Last-minute shoppers putting in their final orders. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemon. We begin tonight with the weather. Worcester and parts of central Massachusetts were hit with heavy winds and cold temperatures Monday. Wind gusts and heavy snow causing some accidents and tree crashes throughout the day. But first, a look outside our studio. Although the snow stopped earlier today, the wind is still picking up. According to the National Weather Service, winds could occasionally gust more than 40 miles per hour. It is expected to diminish by midnight. Auburn fire and police were on scene of a motor vehicle accident Monday afternoon. It's unclear whether wind gusts were a factor in the accident. It happened on Millbury Street around 3 o'clock. The cause remains under investigation. No word on any injuries. And high winds Monday knocked down a tree and caused a power outage in one Leicester neighborhood. Crews on Locust Street removing this tree, which fell onto some power lines earlier today. Police closed off part of the street for about 2 hours to remove it. No injuries were reported. Authorities expect power should now be restored to the area. In Worcester, police are looking for the driver of a snowplow. They say the plow hit a man who was in the road early Monday morning and left the scene. Authorities identified the victim as 72-year-old Tu Nehem. Our Brittany Schaefer has the latest on the investigation.
The incident happened around 6 a.m. on this stretch of road behind me. A dark-colored pickup truck with a plow attached to it hit a 72-year-old man head-on. The man was later brought to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead.
I feel bad that, there was a tragedy, especially in our neighborhood.
Police identified the victim as Tu Nehem. Investigators say the pickup truck kept driving towards Paxton without stopping after striking the 72-year-old. A vehicle matching the description was later towed from the scene, but police say the driver was strictly a witness.
He allowed the police voluntarily to tow his truck so they can conduct an investigation and confirm that it was not, in fact, the truck. So they're investigating at this time, but he's not being treated as a suspect.
It wasn't him. I've known him my whole life. He's not that type of person.
Plow company owner John Eaton says his friend George Auburn is the man whose truck was towed.
I went to school with him and we grew up together. He's a wonderful guy. I couldn't say enough good things about him. And if he saw somebody on the side of the road, he'd stop to try to help him.
A plow driver himself, Eaton says the job has been demanding this past week.
Exhausted and frozen. We plow 12 hours, 14 hours. We get a few hours sleep and get the truck ready and we're back out.
Eaton lives in the area of Pleasant Street where the accident happened. He says this isn't the first incident on this road.
I lived here for 10 years, and in that time, there were so many accidents on this corner. Every year there was a tragedy.
Now, at this hour, no arrests have been made, and police say they are still searching for their suspect. Anyone with any information is asked to call Worcester Police. Reporting in Worcester, Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
Thank you, Brittany. Founder of the United Independent Party, Evan Falchuck, announces Monday he is joining the Democratic Party. Falchuck ran for governor in 2014 against Republican Charlie Baker and Democrat Martha Coakley. In an op-ed announcing the switch, Falchuck says he wants to be a part of a renewal of the Democratic Party, which he believes is the only organization strong enough for the fight against the excesses of the Trump administration. Falchuck is also calling on the Democratic Party to change to meet the everyday needs of voters like taxpayers' dollars. Valentine's Day is tomorrow, and some people in Worcester are waiting until the last minute to pick up gifts. La Jolie Fleur Flower Shop on Park Avenue says they were packed with customers today picking up flowers for their loved ones. Owners say Valentine's Day is the busiest holiday for the shop. They say this weekend's snow didn't stop them from making flower deliveries.
It has been a crazy weekend with snow and everything else that the weather forecast is bringing to us. We were out yesterday in the snow delivering flowers. We've been out today. We're going to be out tomorrow.
The phone hasn't stopped ringing for orders that people still want to get out for the 14th, which is Tuesday. So we're in good shape, ready to make the deliveries.
There is still time left. You can stop by La Jolie Floor tomorrow if you are looking for a gift. State Representative Jim O'Day has filed a bill to increase penalties for leaving the scene of an accident causing serious bodily injury. O'Day filed the bill at the request of the mother of 17-year-old Travis Monroe, who died in 2006. Monroe's body was found on the corner of Gunnarsson Road and Fale Street the morning of October 1st, 2006. The teen's death is still under investigation. Authorities believe it was a hit-and-run accident, but so far no one has been charged. O'Day says he filed the bill to help prevent motorists from leaving the scene of a hit-and-run accident.
Would help prevent those from leaving the scene. And she's just hopeful that we can, really kind of educate people about the importance of staying behind, doing the right thing. If in fact you should be in an accident, stop, and assist is really what I think is her hope.
O'Day says the bill has made its way to the clerk's desk and it's expected it will pass in the next several months. A billboard of Travis Monroe with a tip line is expected to be put up on West Boylston Street later this week. A Worcester man appears in court Monday afternoon. Auburn police say he struck one of their officers with his car while trying to avoid arrest. The officer suffered several injuries but is recovering tonight. Meanwhile, the suspect faces more than a dozen charges. Our Roslyn Flaherty was in court and has the details.
Charged with assault and murder, assault, battery, and serious bodily injury.
Matthew Ostrander, the man who police say ran into an Auburn police officer with his car, appears in court Monday.
This defendant at a high rate of speed struck Officer Santos. He didn't attempt to stop. He didn't attempt to get out of the way.
Auburn police say the 47-year-old was driving this car when he struck police officer Louis Santos Saturday. Santos was putting out stop sticks on Millbury Street. The veteran officer with 16 years experience suffered a head injury and injuries to both his legs, but he was instrumental in stopping Ostrander's car.
Caused both the left front and rear tires to deflate, which ended the pursuit in essence, and the suspect crashed around 3/4 of a mile, almost up where the Mass Pike is.
Auburn police say it all started with a house break-in in Millbury. Auburn officers responded to the area of Route 20 to assist Millbury PD with a vehicle pursuit. After hitting Santos, police say Ostrander ran from another officer.
He ran on foot a short distance, but Officer McLean was nearby and confronted him. The suspect put his hand into his jacket as if he was trying to produce a weapon. He dared Officer McLean to shoot him.
Detective Sergeant Scott Mills says the officer showed restraint by not shooting Ostrander. Police later discovered a loaded pistol on the floor of his car.
We're very fortunate that it worked out the way it did.
Sergeant Mills describes Officer Santos as a community-committed police officer. He's expected to recover, but Mills says has a long road ahead of him. In the meantime, there has been outpouring support on social media.
We appreciate the support, and the Santos family definitely appreciates the people's support, and it's, again, a positive coming out of a negative.
Roslyn Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
Thank you, Roslyn. While heavy snow fell north of us today, central Massachusetts was left to dig out from this weekend. Several more inches fell Saturday and Sunday, which only added to the foot of snow which fell last week. Our Catherine Andrioli has a look at the cleanup.
The snow banking here was kind of frozen, so it took a long time today.
It's the aftermath of 2 snowstorms combining to dump more than 1.5 feet of snow on the city. Monday, residents again are cleaning up.
Well, as long as I don't run out of places to put it, I'm doing all right.
I can throw the snow over that yard, the same way over here in my house. I can put it down the backyard or down.
The sidewalks may be cleared, but the snow is piling up. City manager Ed Augustus says it can become a problem.
The snow piles can really inhibit your vision of a child who might be walking out or somebody in a wheelchair.
The last 2 big snowstorms are challenging the budgets as well. The city manager says they have exhausted the snow removal budget.
We budgeted $4.2 million in the snow budget, and we'll probably have pretty much exhausted that at the end of this storm.
Worcester's DPW purchased liquid de-icing trucks this year. They pre-treat the roads before the snow falls, something Augustus says has kept crews ahead of the storm.
Those side streets are more challenging, quite frankly, because We only have a few de-icer trucks, and we don't have enough to cover every part of the city.
Augustus says he is pleased with plowing conditions this year, but the recent weather events are costly for the city.
So there's more events that we're actually mobilizing plows than in previous years, and hopefully people have seen the improved conditions out there, but it comes with a price tag.
In Worcester, Catherine Andrioli, Worcester News Tonight.